Welcome to Pet Rock. My name is Dawson McManus. We're here with Bela and Fernando Ferreira from the Manic Boys and Girls Club. Thanks so much for being here, guys. And, real quick, thanks to Pet Rock Radio for putting this out. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. This is a real treat.
Thank you.
I saw you guys at Gussapalooza, and it was awesome. It was a really great set, aesthetically as well as sonically. Like, the whole nine was
cool.
Pretty sick.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, big time. Was that your first time at Gus?
No, we actually played like at noon on the Sunday the previous year, and then they really liked us, and so they said, we got to get you on in an evening slot next year if you guys are down. And we're like, yeah, for sure. So it was our second time.
Nice. Very cool. Not much of a drive to either. Cookstown from Toronto.
It was okay.
That's not too bad. I'm very curious about this because I grew up in a family band, and you guys are cool. You guys are siblings, so I'm always curious to hear other people's experiences about that. Primarily, just how you even get started, because I know that there's always that little bit of pushing each other when you're in the same house all day, every day. But how did you guys get even started wanting to play?
We were
like super young. So it started like as kids.
We were obsessed with music videos. The radio was always on in the house. So even though our parents were not musically inclined, they were always big music fans. And just long winters and
keeping our kids out of trouble, like, having us, just have this, what they probably hoped for was just like a hobby, and turn into like snowballed into like us just not stopping. So that's how it started, and we just kind of like played together, and then like had phases of doing our own thing or whatever, like just like not always, like side by side.
Right.
And now kind of like full circle, we're kind of just doing what we started doing, which is just like playing music together and like in the living room or whatever. So
that's
not
awesome.
Much has changed.
That's great. So how old would you have been when you picked up your first instruments?
Oh gosh, we were in elementary school.
Yeah, like elementary school.
We started
and probably like only started like taking it seriously. Like, I guess like even this EP, like writing songs together without showing each other like, I got this thing and you want to try singing or something, like working really together. This is our first EP.
Oh, cool.
So, it was probably like during the pandemic, a couple of years back, we started like working on these songs.
Right.
Yeah, we finished it, and then I don't know, a couple weeks later, like the world just shut down. We were so excited to release the first single, and it was just like, don't do anything. Our producers we were like, what do we do? Like, because we had the video already? Or?
Yeah, we were like, let's wait it out for these 2 weeks that we're going to be home.
Right. Yeah, that's right. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Yeah.
No, we had no idea. And so he was just like, okay, just don't move. Don't do anything. Because we don't know what's going to happen in the world. I'm like, come on, this is going to be just a few weeks. And he's like, no, people are saying it might go for like more than a couple weeks. And then it turned into what it turned into.
Yeah. That must have been hard to sit on something that you were,
for sure.
Yeah.
I would assume, very excited about, because it sounds great.
Excited about what we're doing. Thank you.
No problem. I've listened to the full EP a few times.
Nice.
Yeah. I actually learned a couple of the tunes.
Awesome.
That's so fun.
Well, I wanted to talk to you guys about your construction of tunes and stuff. We don't have to get into that right away, but
man, that's awesome.
I'm a big nerd, and so,
you guys were talking about gear a lot.
Yeah,
right? I remember this. And I was pretty excited to sit with you.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a delay sound, but it sounded more like synth, but I knew that it wasn't. So it was like, boy, either that's a stem or there's some really cool.
It's a lot of trial and error and like feeding one thing into another, and then like having those specific things react to each other, and then some gets too crazy for doing live, and others like I'm able to control, and it works. So that's what I use on stage. I have a few of those
predictable things.
Yeah, those things that I know I could probably keep under control, but others just get like insane in the studio. And I'm like, okay, how do I manage this?
Yeah. I guess having to toe that line between
like pure chaos, and then like beauty,
Yeah, that's the coolest stuff when you capture something that it's like That's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we were. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like Bob Ross says, those happy accidents.
Oh, really?
So I am a big
don't touch any knob. Practice tomorrow. No one touch a guitar pedal. Just like keep everything as it is. Keep everything on. We'll be back in the morning.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sorry, because Bella, when you're on stage, you're just up front.
I didn't play.
No. Okay.
So I play the piano, but on stage, no, I didn't play. I sometimes will play a keyboard, but when we started,
you played more synth
on stage, and then eventually it phased it out. Or a friend of ours would jump in and do the keyboard sometimes, and so I am classically trained since I was little too.
Nice.
He started with guitar and I started with piano. I've forgotten most of the classical training and theory and stuff just because I got really basic with just writing 3-chord songs. And then, my piano teacher is probably rolling in her grave. She was really old at the time. So I'm assuming. I hope she's not rolling in her grave, but chances are. Because it's gotten really basic, but that's, it's just the way it goes.
I think that sometimes 3 chords and the truth is all they need.
Good line. That's a t-shirt waiting to happen.
Oh, yeah. I can't take credit for that. I heard it somewhere, and I was like, I'm going to say that shit all the time now.
Our favorite line when we're talking about playing live and like Bella's saying like leaving out synth or whatever, taking less on stage, it's like no one's going to say, hey, where's that keyboard part I've never heard before?
Right.
They're like, hey, where's that part of the song I've never heard before?
Right.
Well, Fernando gets so ticked off if he plays like one note out of like something wrong, which never
a lot of
never
off
happens,
notes.
Of course. But like there have been times where he's like, I can hear it, and I know he's just gonna rip the guitar off and just be like, that's it. My
done. Reaction is what makes the show suffer.
But a friend of ours told us once, like, no one's gonna notice except you, right? So it's interesting to watch back some footage, and I know when he's reacting to something that went wrong, it's the like smallest detail.
Yeah, the poker face is definitely invaluable.
He doesn't have that.
Yeah, no. I suck at
I used to not. And same thing too when you get, I don't know if you have this problem, but you get off stage and people are like, oh my God, that was so great. And you're like,
no.
Yeah, except where I screwed up here.
I start pointing
I did that for years. And one time my wife comes up, she's like, just say thank you.
Exactly.
And walk away.
Yeah.
Right.
Good call.
But you feel like a fraud, right?
All day, every day.
High fives all around.
Why does anybody ever hire me to do anything? I am so full of shit. Yeah, it's a learning curve. It's that even just taking a compliment, I think, is
so
a skill.
Absolutely.
It's brutal, right? Like, no, let me tell you everything that was wrong with it, please.
Exactly.
Please. And that way it'll force me to get better.
Do you have imposter syndrome sometimes?
Dude.
Yeah, because I struggle with that for sure.
Like, the fact that I've got a radio show is just asinine. It's so stupid that, first off, my voice is grating as all get out. It's so gross. It's awful. And then, I'm a bass player. Nobody gives a shit what the bass player thinks. If you're Geddy Lee or if you're, you know what I mean? Like, people care what he thinks. I'm not that. I've learned a bunch of his tunes, but I didn't write any of that stuff. It's like, oh,
well, Pete Wentz was the star of his band. So.
That's true.
Who saw that coming?
And John Entwistle was pretty rad. John Paul Jones is the shit. There's a lot of really awesome bass players, but I don't know, unless you're those or Tal Wilkenfeld. I don't know if you guys know who she is. She played for Jeff Beck for a really long time.
I do know that name.
When we were in LA, I walked. There's a guitar tech I use for repairs, and she was there when I walked in.
Oh my God!
She's such a handful.
Yeah,
she just comes across like.
Remember,
oh my
we can't
God.
edit stuff.
Yeah, we'll just edit that out. No, I met her for a second, and I couldn't stand this girl.
No way! Oh, that makes me so sad.
Well, she was picking up a bass. Right. I was picking up a guitar that I was getting done. I don't know if we were starting a tour or recording or something. And this guy is amazing. Like, I love this tech. He's like awesome, and he's got the best stories. Like, he does like Frusciante's guitars. He does Tom Morello. It's like he's like the guy, right? So this girl's there, picks up her bass, goes to the next room to kind of like play it before walking out or whatever. I'm there. we're talking like whatever, guitars or something. She like totally storms back in the room, interrupts our conversation, hands her bass back, says it's buzzing and blah blah blah. The guy at A is like A-lister tech. B, she's just like came across like, oh my god. And then she was like going on about how she had, I think, a gig for Ringo Starr, maybe. It was something very random I didn't see coming. But I know who. Anyways, long story short, I know who she is. Yeah.
I know her.
I don't know her personally. She didn't like. She's like, you know, who's this? Like nobody, right? And she just like, you know, basically put her bass in the tech's hand. You have to put my guitar down. Was like, back to me.
I'm the headliner.
Yeah.
I've got Palooza 2025.
I was like, you
That's
know who you're talking to. But yeah.
Well,
Tao. And I didn't think she was that good, but I know.
I thought you were saying, and I didn't think she was that hot.
Definitely not. No. I don't know. Well, when she left, this tech, his name is Eric, and he's just like, she was just plucking super hard. Like, yeah, it's gonna, but like when you're like,
if you dig too hard,
which is fine. But she's like going on about like the action's all off and blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh my god, there's like a way to speak to people, you know?
Yeah, I agree. That makes me sad because I love her playing.
I heard she's a hoe.
Oh my god. Okay, cool.
Like we have to hire an editor now.
That's amazing. I'm sorry that happened, bro. That's a real bummer. That's a real bummer. Shoot. I guess some people don't care what she has to say then. But to answer your question, imposter syndrome to the nth degree.
So she doesn't have it.
No, she's very confident, I suppose. Oh, cool. Good for her. If she doesn't walk around feeling like she didn't earn her place, then you know that must be nice to feel like you deserve to be everywhere that you are. I certainly don't have that. Do you guys struggle with that imposter syndrome?
Yeah, sometimes I like wake up and I'm like, how did we get here? Like we I guess we could talk about how we got invited for the IPMAs because that's kind of out.
Yeah,
we just this few months ago we won Music Video of the Year at the International Portuguese Music Awards, which was very, very cool, and we just got contacted to perform next year.
Nice.
And so we're already like planning it out, and we're like, you know, oh my god, we're gonna do this because it's an incredible event. I don't know, it's just such a huge production, and it's so well done, and everyone's so professional, and the venue's breathtaking and everything because we were there for the acceptance of the award. Anyway, so sometimes I'm like, look, how did we get here? Like, you know, it's kind of like we have an EP and it's cool, but there are times, just talking about the imposter syndrome thing, there are times where you kind of look around and you're like, okay, I don't know how we got here, but okay, let's just keep going and see how long people are connected to the music and how far we could actually take this. It's kind of like this personal challenge, like, okay, let's see what happens, bombs away. So yeah, it's weird. None of it's planned, it's just by chance.
Well, I think if you do stuff that resonates with people, that's what happens though. And I will say, especially lyrically, stuff is really vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people resonate with that kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know if I'm drawing wrong conclusions, but the recurring themes of the EP at least feels like escape by pretty much any means necessary. But then it's also, which is, you know, dark, but there's a lot of hope in your music, starting over again, rebuilding, you know, kind of be like unabashedly being who you are, and then just really leaning into that. And I think if more people tried to live their lives that way, there would probably be a lot less depression and anxiety in the world.
That's exactly it.
And to have that set to also just really fun driving beats and, you know, cool chord progressions and stuff, and nice harmony and cool melody lines, it makes kind of heavier concepts more easily digestible, and then to feel like you're not alone is a very, very, very powerful thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think we're all connected, and we all have the same feeling of regret and hope and fear and all that stuff. And I think we don't talk very much about feelings in our family, so it comes out in music, and I think it's probably serving some people, so that's cool.
Yeah, well, I totally get that. I know in your bio brings up the religious upbringing. If you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to.
Oh, no, it's fine. You're like, I'm not going to edit this. I figured it out now.
Yeah. I figured it's in the bio.
It's there. It's out there.
I mean,
It can't be worse than that Tal story.
right, yeah.
The virtuoso player just got me talking. Go ahead.
Is what it is, bro. But the whole not talking about feelings thing, I totally get that, especially from a religious household. That is extended family more so. My parents are kind of the black sheep.
Okay.
That really veered away from the flock, if you'll take the biblical reference there. And we just weren't that family. And so there was a lot of ostracized. I can't say the word. Ostracized. Anyway, excommunication? That's the term. So, I mean, I can understand how finding really any outlet of catharsis
for sure
is where you gotta go. So, I mean, that's really cool that you guys do it in your music. You know?
It's that, or it'll just like explode or implode or whatever. Something will go really wrong.
Sure.
You have to let it out somehow. So, yeah.
Was that always the case, or were the, I guess, lyrical themes, even when you were doing your own things apart from each other, lyrically, I guess, was it always that introspective, or was it maybe a little more surface level at first? Or
I think this is the most honest music we've ever done, most revealing, but
got in our groove and kind of like found our, what we were trying to say.
Sure.
I always wrote a lot. I don't know if you journal. See, we don't talk about our private stuff. I don't know if you ever journaled. Like, I have so many books in my bedroom, just like hidden of like my whole life, just all my journals, and then eventually they kind of seeped into some songs. But so that's how I always kind of got stuff out, was just to myself. But yeah, but now it's the music is our outlet.
That's awesome. I know this, unfortunately, an overused word, but brave. Because like
it is overused. That's why I'm laughing.
I know it's like, oh man,
it's
like really.
You're so brave. Which sounds gross.
No, we get it.
But you run the risk of pissing off people that are very close to you when you are that open and honest. Yeah. And I'm just, I'm waiting for phone calls about this show because I have shared some things that I am quite certain some of my family's like, dude, what the fuck? Don't say that. Anyway, but so I have mad respect for that because, a lot of people will just, I don't know, my car goes fast. Maybe not in a cartoon voice, but, there's a lot of very surface level content that exists that, for whatever reason, still gets tons and tons of listens and something that is, I don't know, meaningful and deep.
But I feel like you could see through it. I feel like the generic, massive, successful music that is out will probably not be listened to, after it passes. You know what I mean? I feel like the cream rises and I don't know. It's there's a reason why certain songs you hear and they're 10 years old stand the test of time or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, that connects with you, right? It's like it's authentic, It's like you kind of see through everything else. Yeah. And there's really well written melodies and catchy songs. I just don't know if we're going to remember them in a year. You know what I mean?
Dude,
so that's what we at least are going for, to be honest and write what we feel, not like let's just try to really think about what's happening right now and how we could resemble that in some way or something,
Yeah, not chasing a trend, but just to thine own self be true, right?
Yeah.
So to get into that kind of stuff, when you are writing, does one of you come to the other and you just end up collaborating, or is it like you sit down and so go?
We never sit together and start. Yeah. It never works out that way, but it always works in different combinations of coming in with an idea,
Right.
So
in LA it works a bit. We sat in this,
but even those were kind of like
we had preliminary ideas,
thought out ideas. We don't really sit and all right, let's You know, that's why I don't get when you hear about like, you know, groups get together, get in a room, let's write a song. I feel like you're not, I don't know how sincere it could be when you're like sitting and we got, you know, a 6-hour session to write a pop song or something. I'm like, I think that's why a lot of music we hear is the way it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you have to like live, and
it hits you like just randomly.
Things will happen, and it's more time consuming and it takes longer and it may not happen. But when it does, it does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've even, you know, we had like a writing trip because we were doing something else, and we were writing together, but they were all kind of like ideas that we've been like sitting with or like had on our phones or whatever already.
For sure.
Right? And we just kind of like developed them together.
Right. So is it like when you say on your phone, like voice memos of melodies or riffs or?
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
But again, any combination of that melody, lyric, or a musical thing.
Yeah. So you really would let whatever the seed is, regardless, that'll come first, and however that happens, it happens.
Yeah. Cool. And we have a song that, like, you know, we have an idea that we like, we're sure is great, and we've had it for like a year, and we don't know, it's just not happening. It's not like turning it, maybe we're wrong, you know?
Right. Or it's just not ready.
Yeah. I don't know, but like you feel strongly about something and then you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're sure. It's like we gotta keep trying, you know? Because it's like one moment, like one part that we feel great about, or one lyric that we're like, we got to do something with this because it means so much to us, right?
I know exactly what you mean. Sometimes you have a lyric and you're like, oh,
yeah.
Now
it's like too good. I can't write around. I can't write to it. I can't finish it.
I was honestly just about to say, now there's a heavy responsibility to make sure the rest of this is at least as good. Otherwise, I've wasted this awesome line. Yeah. Those are exciting but scary moments. Yeah. I'm like, oh shit, now I have to make this really good. I did have a question about, because I noticed on the EP almost everything is extremely major key, but dark lyric that ends up hopeful. Is that intentional, or is that just how that happens?
I wouldn't say it's intentional. It's like where the story takes you, kind of. So it's just what feels right. Like, I don't think about what key we're in when we're writing it. We just kind of, it morphs into its own experience.
I think it kind of just flows. The only thing I can think of that's intentional is the song Blacked Out.
Right.
Because I feel like we wrote kind of ballad-esque lyrics, and I feel like it was like, let's kind of like
you twisted it.
Yeah, like mask it behind like this fun, dancey song.
Yeah, it definitely has more of a...
But if you take away the music, you could write a ballad around those lyrics, and it would probably like just...
do better.
Yeah, it would actually be a better song.
I mean, in terms of streams, that's the highest streaming one on Spotify. Yeah,
I don't follow anything like
that.
You shouldn't. I'm just like, I give up.
No,
you just get depressed.
Yeah,
it's just under 90,000 streams.
Is that good? I don't even know what's considered
it's
good.
Better than mine. My streams.
What's Talon?
We don't need to talk about it. But I actually find it interesting because that one is the one that is the most resolves around the C minor idea, and it doesn't end up getting into that E flat major thing until about halfway through the tune, and it feels the heaviest because it has that like dark techno kind of industrial feel to it, and it was the one that I guess harmonically was the biggest departure from the rest of them, which I thought was I found it very interesting.
Cool.
It was really cool. So I wasn't sure how much of this is like
but because you mentioned that, I think that song is the one that was a little more like we were thinking about that.
Right.
I feel
cool. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
Again, I know. I'm sorry. I'm asking really nerdy questions because
I love it. I love it. We rarely talk about this.
It's like a very unique experience talking with you because the questions tend to be always the same 5 or 6 questions. Now we're like going into dissecting.
Deep dives.
This is cool.
Cool. Well, I think that most of the people that listen to this are
nerds.
Also, yeah.
No, I mean musically inclined.
Oh no, I'm a hardcore nerd. Like I read comic books, I watch anime. Like I'm a dork.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I got into martial arts because I was obsessed with the Ninja Turtles.
Really?
So, yeah. Like
an
the
awesome
nerd
reason.
level is high and also deep. So I get really excited when I start listening to stuff, and also like I don't know if this is how much on the production end you guys sit there and go like, oh, this, but how nicely spread out all the sounds are. Like Last Train, as an example, which that was the one that won the award, yeah?
No. It
my
wasn't
bad.
even out. It was the video
Song
for
called
We'll Be Fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. No, Last Train we just recently released, so it
That's our
hasn't
latest,
won
yeah.
anything yet. Yeah. No.
I love that you said yet.
Yet.
Great production on that track.
I love that song.
Really
Yeah.
good production. I love that there's a pickup on just the isolated octave vocal line that you guys are singing together. That's really cool. Before just that 4 on the floor kick drum hits, and I don't know, like it's interesting because that first breath that you take, that like that's on like the end of 2. It's like 3, 4 with the vocal line, and then in, which is so cool because I'm like I can almost hear the click track that you guys would have had in your headphones to lay that, which is and then the way that it builds, it's very orchestral despite being pop sensibility, which is a cool way to package
Thank you.
Cool, thanks.
bigger ideas.
Yeah, that was. I think we were just like, I don't know how to really. I don't know what video we're gonna do for this. It was like we love all the songs, but I think that one was extra special, and so we ended up releasing it last. We needed a minute to just kind of see where we were gonna go with it. But I love just how it's been received, and I love the video, how we ended up with the video, and yeah, it was just really. It's a special song for sure. I think it sums up everything with the CP really well.
That's cool. I will have to watch the video. I'll be honest. When I ingest music, I don't typically look at any.
You don't want to be influenced by.
I close my eyes.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah.
I totally get you. Sometimes it lets you down. Like the video's like, oh, that's not what I was picturing it was about, or that's not what I was. I don't know. That's me.
It's not even a fear of that. I just don't want outside influence drawing away from my ears.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it can be a distraction.
Yeah, I'm one of those dorks that will turn the lights out. And
no, I get you. I totally get you.
Just crank my phones and.
Do you visualize a lot when you hear music?
Yeah, mostly shape and color.
Yeah. Got you.
But the shape thing is from like fretboards or keyboards or that like just mostly the instruments that I play or what I visualize when I listen.
Interesting.
Which is. It's fun in a way, but at the same time, like when you're a little kid and it's all just magic.
Sounds,
yes.
Yeah.
Like, such a difference.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, and like you don't understand that that's like 5 voices. You think it's just one human. You're like, how do you even do that? And you're like, And then, you figure out how the sausage is made. And maybe the I guess the magic of it is sort of... I don't know, you get to peek behind the curtain, but then the scientist, if you want to be again super nerdy, gets to geek out and you put it under a microscope and you're like, oh, like human culture.
Yeah.
and that's the kind of stuff that really gets me stoked and like I think the song is called Sorry. Hang on. Gotta bust down my notes. So like super dorky. Yeah. I'm so sorry. It was sorry. It was sorry. In the intro on the guitar are some very interesting chord voicings and versions.
Don't know the words. Don't know the names of those chords.
I thought they were really cool, man, because you keep that drone note on the D going throughout almost all of them until you get to the 5 chord, that A major at the end to push back to 1. But having that drone adds some really cool, not only consonants because it's chord tone for most of the stuff, but there's that dissonance when I don't know if, because It's just the guitar line in the intro. I don't know if it's supposed to be the same progression as the chorus, but it's really similar. It's really close. It's either a D major 7 or it's in F sharp minor with the flat 6, which sounds...
I likely accidentally didn't play the intro the same as I play the refrains or something.
Dude, it's such
it's so similar. But
it's such a dope idea. It's so good because it adds that little bit of
like a variation.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a little altered from what everything else is, and then but those harmonies still exist when you get to the chorus, and it's picked up by I think it's a synth underneath later that is still hitting that. There's a D that's happening underneath the F sharp minor later, but the guitar's not doing it anymore. And I don't know, to me it was like, that's such a good idea. It's so cool.
I don't know if I should take credit, man. I really appreciate it, but
I'm a musical genius, and I meant to do that shit.
You missed that chord in the chorus, and it was brilliant. And I was like, I should have been more prepared. Well, we walk into the studio usually with the song unfinished.
Right.
Yeah.
And we always leave room for this like magical, like 5% that's unwritten that we're gonna get in the studio.
Right.
And sometimes I love that because that's what keeps it also exciting, right? On a selfish level, you record and the love of it and the music is a little bit about that improv and that moment and the performance.
It's about the moment for sure.
It's not a photocopy of like, okay, this is what we've agreed on and we're just gonna like, and some bands work like that and that's fine. But it's not what we do. We really like try to keep it musical in our own imagination, like in our head. Like we think it's like such a great thing to do, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But that may be one of those instances where we walked in and I kind of just like played through a song inconsistently.
It worked really well.
I may or may not have done that.
The high wire is exhilarating, but
if it feels right and it sounds good listening back, and the tension is there where we want to build tension in the release, and then that's it. You know what I mean? So we kind of run with it.
I hear you. It's really cool.
Thanks.
Also, the ending of that tune. I'm pretty sure it's that song. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it speeds up.
And not only the tempo increase, but what would normally feel like a bridge is also your outro. Is really cool, and the fact that it ascends diatonically gives it that build and that growth and that feeling of ascension, because it's not only sonically but it's also in the lyric.
The lyric gets positive for sure and hopeful. Because the whole thing is about regret, and then at the end it's just kind of, we wanted to not be like totally suicidally depressed through it all, and we're like, wait, there might be delusion, but we could turn this around, and
everyone in the studio is probably like, you really should go back to the chorus. And we're like, no, we don't want radio play, we don't want any of that. A new part, 3 minutes in, and let's do this.
Honestly, that's what I like about it, because it takes it to
why does no one like us?
I thought it was a really great idea, because like you were saying in the lyric, it is, the first 3 minutes are kind of bleak.
Totally.
But then it comes out of that, and then the harmonic progression reflects it.
Yeah.
And it just, everything is like...
It's like self-soothing, because we didn't want to stay in that place, and then we were just like, okay, let's pick it up, let's snap out of this, and so it's telling the story, but also just sonically, even if you don't speak English, I think you'll get that feeling.
The truth is, we don't have an outro for this song. Okay, let's take song 7. Let's cut song 7, glue it to song 5. Boom, we're done.
Day in the Life by the Beatles was like 3 different songs, and that's one of their biggest hits of all time. So nothing wrong with doing that.
Sometimes it's not. It's like when you're looking for the right partner, right? It doesn't mean you're going to get it the first time, but you might find elements of someone you like, and then later on you find it in a different person, and then it just clicks.
Yeah.
Clear as mud.
Just a glimpse into the mind of a creative person. When everybody else around you that has a nice button-down shirt and they go sit in the cubicle, they're like, "Why do you like this?" And you're like, "How long do you have, and how deeply disturbed do you feel like being?" Do you know what CTE is? Because that has something to do with it. No, sorry, fuck. No, but yeah, I don't want to gush too much because I don't want to sound just like a fanboy. But no, for real, it's very cool. And then I am dying to know about your early musical influences because there are things that I think I'm hearing, but I
want to hear that.
Why don't you tell me first?
You go first.
You go first.
Show me yours.
Yeah. You guys go first, and then I'll know that I was wrong, and I'll just agree to whatever you said. I'll be like, that's what I thought, and then you'll think that I have great insight.
Well, we have different influences.
Yeah,
of course.
For me, there's nothing really specific. For me, it's like really, and I said this a couple of minutes back, but like really about like the sincerity of it. Mm-hmm. If I have to like believe it, right? So like I believe, when you hear like Zach from Rage Against the Machine, it's like you believe that, you know what I mean? So it's just like, and I'm not like the biggest Rage fan, but I'm a fan of that. The biggest Rage fan. So like Rage Against the Machine, like it could be like a very poppy soft song, but it's got to be like believable. I don't believe a lot of things, but so I don't know if that answers your question, but
no, but that's okay.
You know what I mean, I don't know.
No, that's so sincerity is your influence.
I'm trying to think like what are some things that I heard that I was like, man, that's so great. I don't know, I can't think of it. Bella?
I mean,
there's a band called TV on the Radio. They're kind of an old band,
okay,
but they're so believable. I can't even name like more than like a handful of songs.
They're great.
But I believe it, and it's such a vibe, and it's such a like just a cool, great sounding band, and then like a lot of bands that I don't believe that kind of sound like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, emulators. Yeah. Basically. Cool.
But so I don't know. But like Rage is the first thing that pops in my head because it's so authentic and so like, aggressive. But it doesn't have to be aggressive. I don't know, Bella.
Yeah, I mean, we listen to so much. Like our mom used to play a lot of country music in the house, like old country music.
Right.
But even though we listened to a lot of that by default, like I don't know if that influenced too much. But then there was like when we would be in Portugal, we were exposed to fado, which is like the classical Portuguese, like folk music. And Amália Rodrigues, for example, is this icon. She's in a ton of like murals and stuff. She was this iconic singer, and she was huge in fado. And her way of singing, like I remember, I wouldn't even know as a kid really what she was talking about, but the way she conveyed the ideas, like it was such profound storytelling. And so I always thought that was beautiful, is like to take a song and actually tell a story, not just like sing a jingle. And so I love the storytelling element of that, and I think that kind of motivates us. Like it's okay to not just make things sound catchy, but actually tell a story, and someone will understand it or want to hear you out. So I think that storytelling element is from fado, and from Amália Rodrigues in particular. But then the theatrics and just live energy, like I'm an emo kid at heart. Like I'll probably always just be really into emo. It's not going anywhere. I don't care if it's in style or not. It's in my blood now.
That's okay.
So like I love My Chemical Romance. Like it's sick how much I love them.
They've got some great tunes, dude.
Yeah.
They really do.
So I mean, I just love like the live energy where things like are just chaotic and sweaty and not everything's played perfectly, and it's just like this raw emotion.
Yeah.
So I love that, and I'm not saying we sound or seem like them, but that in my head, I love that about the live show and just having the audience be part of everything. And so the girl Chapel Roan that's very big right now. I love a lot of her music. It's like good pop music, but I don't believe any of it.
Sure.
It's so like, are you familiar with it?
Not at all.
So it's very just well packaged, super well written. Lyrics are kind of perfect. Her look suits that. Her shows, everything's just like perfectly constructed.
Right.
But I don't buy any of it. It's such a like someone. To me, it sounds like someone in a boardroom was like, let's do an '80s revival, young, new wave-ish drag queen singer that kind of like is going to have this market, and it's just like it's boring sounding. You know what I mean? It's just well-written, boring music.
Right.
But that's just my little moment of hate. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a little corporate. Actually, on the MyChem, they got a little corporate. I like early My Chem, so just so we're clear about that, because it's less raw emotion towards the end, and I think that's where they lost me. I just got that out of the way. Let's be very clear.
What do you think of Tao from Jeff Beck?
No, like don't let like the corporation get too involved. It'll just like dilute whatever your passion or your art is.
Art by committee always.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say always. Usually sucks.
Yeah.
I can't think of an example off the top of my head where it's really awesome.
For it, yeah.
That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I just can't think of any.
Yeah.
Wow, I was super wrong about all the influences. That's cool.
Let's hear it. What do you think?
Oh my god. Okay, so
the truth. Don't.
Yeah, no, for sure. I heard some Rhythmics.
Okay.
Just with the kind of the synthy kind of stuff. I heard some Blondie, believe it or not.
Interesting.
Just, especially for your vocal register. And some of your timbre sounds kind of like her sometimes. Not all the time, but I was like, I wonder how much of
I'm going to go listen to it.
And like some maybe poppier 90s rock sort of stuff. I was like, that would make sense as well, because I think you guys are maybe a little younger than me. How old are you guys?
Oh, we're editing that out.
Okay.
After 21, I stopped counting.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I'm good now. Cool. We're done.
So 21 and...
21 and 21 and a half.
21 and 21 and a half. Understood. Okay, cool. So I am the old man in the room. Got it. That's why I trimmed this so short, so that nobody sees the gray. Okay, yes. Yeah. Super wrong about everything I thought I heard.
I'm not talking about me, but at the risk of sounding super self-absorbed, I hear Cyndi Lauper a lot. I don't hear the music. I hear...
Right. I understand.
People say that all the time, so I have to go back and listen to Cyndi Lauper.
I heard some Cyndi Lauper as well. I was like,
it's great.
When we were at Gus, I turned to Brent and I'm like, she kind of looks like Annie Lennox from the Live Aid with David Bowie when they did Under Pressure.
Okay.
You have the face paint mask and the tutu on.
She wore that?
Yeah.
I swear, I've never noticed
That's
that.
so cool.
That.
That's so
That's
cool.
so crazy.
What an awesome coincidence.
That is a coincidence.
That's so cool. Yeah, I was like, man, what a great homage. That's so cool.
Wow.
And I was like,
did it say something?
No, it's just black.
Like a stripe?
Yeah, kind of almost like a...
Like Zorro or something?
Yeah, I was going to say the Hamburglar, but Zorro is probably less insulting.
Hamburglar.
That was the first thing that came to mind. I haven't eaten yet today. I'm hungry.
Interesting. Interesting.
The Hamburglar is interesting, or the sorry.
It's interesting that you said, and she was wearing a tutu. I'm like, okay, so that I wonder if other people were like, oh, she must, and that's
part of the reason why I was like, oh, cool, Rhythmics.
That's really random.
Just because the visual implanted that in my head, which is part of the reason I like to listen to music with my eyes closed. Because then you get all kinds of wrong conclusions. And I heard some Cyndi Lauper and like a little bit of Blondie and just like really awesome pop punk rock in a way, like because you guys have a shit ton of attitude. And like I mean, in a positive way. I mean, like in the live show, in the way that you just portray your music, it's like this is us, like it
Take
or
it
don't, but this is it, and that is very indicative of punk or Rage Against the Machine, which is one of my all-time favorite bands.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So as soon as he said that this dude was Tom Morello's guitar tech, I was like, holy shit. I bought a whammy pedal because of Tom Morello. Yeah. In high school, the first album, I could play every bass line, I could rap every tune, and I could play the guitar parts to everything off the first album. It's been a long time since I've done that. I would butcher most of it now. I could probably pull off maybe 3 tunes-ish from the way back memory banks, but but just was super obsessed. So as soon as you said Morello, I was like, oh my god, yes.
That's
yes.
Cool.
And also I think Zach De La Rocha is an absolute genius lyricist. That shit is so raw and so intense. Like if you take Know Your Enemy, where he just screams all of which are American dreams for like 40 seconds straight. That is so like that shit makes the hair stand up on my arms. Like it's so raw and intense, and it's really cool that you guys try to always incorporate that. You know, like I was kind of alluding to that tight wire rope walk sort of idea, even in the studio, where you're like, let's just see what happens.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think that is what keeps it authentic and not seeming too contrived, like that pop artist that I've already forgotten the name.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I hate it too much.
No, it's all right.
Her name is Chapel Rowan. She's fine.
Chapel
Rowan, is it?
I don't know if it's Chappelle or Chapel. I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Chapel Rowan.
But yeah, like I think it's like we're not signed to any label, so might as well celebrate that.
Yeah.
You know, because at the very least we'll do things our way, and even if it's just a small community, or even though it's growing every day, we get to say, like, you know, we did it our way and did it my way.
That's exactly where my mind
so
went
like
to.
why not, you know?
Yeah.
There's no one, you know, with a set of rules over our heads. We don't owe anyone anything, so let's just do it. If it's wrong, it's wrong, but at least it'll be real. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
yeah.
Are there tunes in the banks that are, cool.
Always.
Yeah, we're leaving actually. We're playing, we'd love to invite you if you're, I don't know if you go to Toronto very much, but we're playing the Horseshoe November 8th.
Right.
It's a Friday, and we'd love you on the guest list if you are free. And
I'm sure I can make room.
Okay, cool. and we were supposed to bring you a shirt and we forgot, so we can just give it to you that
we'll
night.
give it to the show. Promise.
Sorry, I came with one.
Did you bring the shirt? No. Did you bring the shirt? No.
Yeah,
Okay, let's drive. We're gonna be late.
We didn't want to be late, so we're like, okay, we'll do the
Stay on the
shirts
road.
another
It was
time.
like halfway out of the city. Remember?
But where was I going with this?
We're leaving the next day.
We're leaving
for
the
LA
next day, and we're recording.
a new song.
Yeah, a new song.
Right.
That
on.
we're super stoked about, with this producer that we've never worked with, but we met him, and he's like this little wizard, and it's just, I think it's gonna be so much fun just experimenting with sounds. He's really into, I guess it's soundscape as well as songwriting.
Yeah,
and all
you just
that.
see. I don't. I'm not super familiar with a lot of his music or production.
Sure.
But in speaking and being in his room and like kind of just like messing around together, like just the way
gets
we are
it.
now,
Yeah.
he's like all about like a lot of the same stuff we are, which is like lo-fi and all these crazy textures he does for sound scoring and soundtracks, and so we just might think it might be an interesting experience to work with someone. So not too much on the opinion of pop songwriting or music production, more just like this whole other approach, and we come in with the song and see what happens.
That sounds rad.
Yeah.
So you guys are leaving on the 9th then?
We're leaving on the 9th.
Right.
The 9th evening.
I was going to invite you guys to a show, but that's okay.
When's the show? The 9th?
On the 9th, yeah.
Oh,
Don't worry about it.
Are you playing?
Yeah.
Where are you playing?
Peterborough?
No. It's in my phone, but I'm using it to record right now.
You're so rock star. You don't even know where. I don't know where I'm going to be that night. I'm going to stage somewhere, but I don't know.
very rarely know where I'm going to be until I have to be there. That sounds so terrible, but it's true. That particular show is with a David Bowie tribute.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a fun show, and we do the whole like the first set. Like I'm in full blown drag. It's like
wow.
Is it Toronto?
No, we were in Toronto not too long ago. There was Bowie Fest 2024, and we headlined at Ground Control, which is a David Bowie themed club on Queen Street West.
Yeah, I think it's a bar
I've never even heard of it. It's a hotel?
No, it's a bar. It's a club.
Yeah, it's a club. It's a really cool club. They have mannequins with their heads cut off and screens, and the mannequin is dressed in like a costume that Bowie would have worn, and the screen is the face of whatever costume he would have been in at the time. And it's really cool, which is also part of the reason why I know exactly what Annie Lennox was wearing at Live Aid, because it's one of the Bowie tunes that we do. And we always get
cool.
We always get a local vocalist to come be Annie Lennox.
Oh my gosh.
For the show. So
that's amazing.
yeah, but you guys are going to be gone doing something much cooler. So
Not necessarily. Like, we're hoping it turns out cool.
Well, okay.
You're doing something.
Going to LA to record a record sounds pretty dope.
It'll be cool.
You know, it's like we spent some time there in the past, so we have like, friends, places to stay.
Yeah.
Kind of like it's
We're
a lot
very
less
lucky in that
blockbuster than it sounds. It's a lot less like.
Yeah, it's not what you're picturing.
I mean,
you don't get into black SUVs, getting out at LAX and like take me to the studio.
Like,
and,
we slept in a garage last time, and it was nice. It was kind of cold. LA does get cold at night. I can vouch for that now.
Yeah, you don't expect it either.
No.
And you're like, oh my God, why? And they're like, well, the ocean's stupid. And you're like, oh yeah, yep.
Then they don't have like proper heating. And
it's California, so no one has heating.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So it's not what you're picturing. FYI.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. The last time I was in LA, I was sleeping on floors and doing the typical indie shtick where it's like, I've got no money. Can I please stay with you? They're like, all right, cool. You gonna mow my lawn? You're like, yeah.
Totally. And you're gonna be huge, and one day you can tell people that I slept on your floor.
Yeah, and cleaned your gutters. Oh, gotta get a couch somehow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say my favorite place in Cali that I've been so far is either a toss-up between Sausalito and Oakland. But Oakland, because I'm obsessed with funk music, and my favorite funk band, Tower of Power, is from Oakland. And
very cool.
Actually, one of my favorite records of theirs is called Straight Outta Oakland, and it's I don't know if you've ever heard of Tower of Power, but they are phenomenal. And because I am such a bass nerd, their bassist, their former bassist, unfortunately, he retired after the drummer passed away. His name is Rocco Prestia, and holy shit, that dude's right hand is a machine. His 16th notes are perfect, and the articulation is just like, not only is everything unbelievably tight, but it's also his dynamics and where he attacks on the string for timbre, and just everything about what he does it's fucking black magic. And I'm like, oh my God, how do you do that so well? Like, because I've learned a handful of his tunes and I don't sound like that. It's like, oh my God. Anyway,
it's its own flavor.
Yeah, every time I think about Cali, I immediately think of that band and Sausalito, because that was the first time I had real Indian food.
Oh,
and
interesting.
Which is like weird that it was in California,
right?
But yeah, I love it there. It's been a long time though. It was pre-COVID the last time I was there, so it's been a hot minute.
Yeah,
but that's so cool. I'm really excited to hear what you guys are doing next.
Thank you. Yeah. We'll see. We'll keep you in the loop.
Yeah, right on. I can't wait. I have no idea what time limit we're at, but you guys definitely don't have to if you don't want to. But do you have any interest in like playing?
Oh.
You don't have to.
Meh.
Okay.
If you want.
No, I don't care. It's up to you. Because
it's up to you.
I'm good.
I am interested in seeing some of the chord shapes because I just want to confirm or correct suspicions as to what I was lifting last
Definitely
night.
won't play what's on the record. Who knows? I remember that. Well, I'll play something. It'll be in the key.
You don't have to.
Let's do it. Let's do it. No, man, we're not one of those bands. Well, we can't really play live. Let's do this.
Cool. Dave, can we actually, that was the 5-minute warning mark for the radio thing. So, you know what? For the radio, let's just like shoot the ship for a couple seconds. And if you want to hear some playing, you'll have to switch over to the streaming. So,
perfect.
I do like an overtime thing because we only get an hour for Pet Rock.
Okay.
Cool.
And I talk way too much, and most of the time it goes over. So, and I've given them a couple episodes that are like an hour 20, and so I'm like,
sorry, I had to go over the chord progression.
Yeah, and the DJ that comes after me is Kenny Loggins, and I probably should not be so disrespectful of the time of the man that wrote Danger Zone. Like, you know what I mean? Like to me that's a big deal. Yeah. Do you remember Top Gun?
No.
There's a remake, right?
Yeah.
So that wasn't the original that came out. It's like there was an original.
Yeah, from the 80s.
Okay.
Highway to the Danger Zone.
Yeah, I've heard that song.
Yeah.
Cool.
So wait, he's a DJ here?
It's like he does it remotely.
That is so cool. So that guy's Canadian.
No, he's American.
Oh, okay.
He also wrote Footloose. And he was in Loggins and Messina. Like, your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll.
Wow.
No? No, okay.
So where is he based out of?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah,
You don't know?
I don't know.
You're cutting into his airtime.
You know everything.
I have no idea. I don't know where I'm playing next. I don't know where.
But you know the smallest details.
But you know that fifth chord, I suspended the seventh.
Oh my god.
The only reason it sounds like I know your shit so well right now is because I did this last night before I went to bed and wrote it down. I was like, I got an hour, so I'm going to try to learn as many of the songs as possible.
I'm not judging. That's very cool. That's very cool.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm too much of a nerd. So, super quick, tell everybody where they can find you on all your socials and all that stuff, and we'll say a huge thank you to Pet Rock Radio, and
Absolutely.
then socials, please, and then we'll go into overtime and we'll jam.
Everything is the Manic Boys and Girls Club. A lot of people forget the, so it's the Manic Boys and Girls Club on TikTok, on Instagram. It's all at the Manic Boys and Girls Club. And that's it. Thank you so much, Pet Rock Radio, for this opportunity. We are actually fans of the station, so it means a lot to be part of this today.
Well said.
It's true.
No, that's great. I'm so glad that we got to meet. You guys are
man.
You guys are as cool in person as you are on stage, and that is always.
Thank you.
I feel like the word relief is maybe not the right word to use, but it is, because sometimes you don't know. Like, sometimes you walk into a guitar shop and you're like, oh no, that person's a dickhead, and I wish that they weren't. Fuck, I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, if you want, also probably the Manic Boys and Girls Club on Spotify, YouTube.
Everything is the Manic Boys and Girls Club, yeah.
So like, follow, and subscribe, everybody, because they've got bangers. So we're going to switch to overtime, and we'll do some playing.
Wicked.
Awesome.
Wicked. Cool. I'm going to grab a guitar. I'll be right back. All right. Cool. I'm going to borrow this. Thank you, Dave. Oh, space.
Oh, yeah, I know. There you go.
That's because of my
What do you want to do? You want to do
That might be tuned in.
loose?
Oh,
But it might not. Just find out.
yeah, we'll find out in a second. Do you have a start or something?
I do have a band coming in too.
Yeah, couple. Yeah. What time are we at?
11.
We're at 11. Okay.
You guys remember the NFC tags at Gus?
Can you give me an A real quick?
Those guys that have the little mini disc. Oh, you can have them. You don't remember those guys that were there?
They were some of the vendors.
Yeah. Anyways, I just tried one out. They're cool.
This plays?
Just tap them to your phone.
Are you serious? So you can put your record on this?
Yes. And all your content.
This is wild.
I know. Anyways, play around with that.
Absolutely.
Is there the content, like their contact? I guess that's what's on the disc. Maybe is their contact, their advertising.
No, it's they're called Eternal. ETRNL. But
so what's on this
my
disc
contact's
now?
on there, so you can, if you contact me, I can send you them.
This is wild.
I know. It's amazing.
I'm gonna
get
a slightly softer pick. I got one. I got one in my bag.
Okay, overtime.
Do you lose my mind?
Whatever you want.
That was nice acoustic.
Actually, I can sit out here.
This is still rolling, yeah? Cool. I don't have to play with you. I'm just curious about some chord shapes and stuff. But I will respectfully.
You're gonna like bust into it.
No. Not if you guys are actually
it's gonna be like a solo.
singing and playing. No,
it's totally cool.
Everybody
I think you probably
goes.
know the song more than we do.
Everybody goes to the bathroom during the bass solo. That's why when I take one with the Bowie show, it's the very last song, or second to last song of the set, so nobody can leave. I
There's meat potatoes in it.
Meat potatoes.
So this is kind of how the song would have been written.
Okay.
And what other mistakes happen in the studio?
What tune are you doing?
Lose my mind.
I don't know. I didn't learn that one.
Easiest song, man.
Cool. I'll follow. I'll follow.
Verse 2, you get it.
Cool. It's the one I didn't learn.
What song do you want to play?
No, do it, and I'll figure it out.
whatever.
Do you want to do Blacked Out? We can do it.
No, it's okay. Go, do it. I'll figure it out.
I never finished school, I couldn't stay awake. I never fell in love, they never wanna say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got my mother's strength, but I've got my father's ways. My brother's records and I don't guitar you play. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tonight I really wanna lose my mind. I wanna stay here till the sun lights up the sky. Tonight I only wanna feel alive. I wanna stay here and forget the world outside. Let's burn our bridges, we can start everything over again. Made all the wrong moves, made all the wrong friends, made out with strangers, made in America. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tonight I really wanna lose my mind. I wanna stay here till the sun lights up the sky. Tonight I only wanna feel alive. I wanna stay here and forget outside. Let's burn our bridges, we can start everything over again. I never finished school, I couldn't stay awake. I never fell in love, they never wanna stay. Made all the wrong moves, made all the wrong friends. Maybe tomorrow I'll make it right again. Tonight I really wanna lose my mind. I wanna stay until the sun lights up the sky. Tonight I only wanna feel alive. I wanna stay here and forget the world outside. Let's burn our bridges, we can start everything over again. Let's burn our bridges, we can start everything over again. Let's burn our bridges, we can start everything over again.
You catch on really good.
That was fun.
Great, man. We're playing November 8th. Want to play bass?
I will give you my phone number. Can you play the intro to Sorry for me real quick? I'm so curious. Even if you don't have to play the whole thing, but I gotta know if I got the intro
Let me
right.
find the tab online. So I'll play this. I played a drop, so it's it looks like an E, but it's a D.
Yes.
I'll play with my
Yes.
guitar tuned down.
Okay, so I'm mostly right. Cool. Good. Thank God.
I'll stop it. I gotta redeem myself.
I started playing it in D, but you're playing in standard, so
Yes.
I should have been doing an E. So sorry. No, it's all right. I was playing the voicings wrong, though. Can I switch it for like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
I'll show you what I was doing, because I was definitely wrong.
What?
Sorry.
Again, there is no guarantee that that's what's on the recording, but I think it is.
I was doing
That's not what I just played?
Well, different key. But different voice. Like I'm on different strings, so the timbre's different. So
because that sounds more like the recording that I played.
For sure, that sounds more like the recording.
I just couldn't remember if it was. I couldn't quite because there's two other lines that come in as soon as it gets to that B minor 7, right? Because then your verse is, or no, it's the chorus, right? I am curious. That vocal melody is like, it's great. It's so also that like that comes in underneath is really rad. That really low root is so cool. What is it? Yeah, 3. Right, and then no, there's a 4, then the 3. All right, if I got this right, I hope I do. Is that pretty much ish close?
That sounds great. I think I played different second chord, but that sounds really good.
What are you doing next?
Oh god.
I gotta know. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to make you do this.
I think what I played is
it is an inverted A. God damn it.
That's not what did you play?
I played an F sharp minor. Yeah, because Oh, yeah. And then the minor set. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I wasn't sure. I couldn't decide if it was the inverted A.
The best is I probably couldn't decide if I wanted to just like flatten the root or if I wanted to play the A, so I probably just combined the two and I was like...
Yeah. Just go first inversion. Okay.
Yeah.
Rats!
Oh, that was great though.
I thought I heard an F sharp, but I was clearly wrong.
That's actually pretty nice, man.
Well, you can sub sub the 4 for the
Do that?
you can sub the root for the 3. Yeah. Because they share so much commonality, right? There's only one note difference. So yeah, because then that was the other thing that I was thinking. Was like he's either going from D major to D major 7, or he's going to the F sharp minor, and I wasn't.
So it's an A with this voice.
Yeah.
1, 3.
Yeah. And then you got the major 7 on top, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love like that, just keeping one.
Yeah, that drone note and
that,
like creating like the line cliche thing. Yeah, I love that kind of shit too. Super rad. Okay, sorry. I know you've got a. Oh, also for overtime, thanks to Treblecock Studio for letting us come in here.
Thank you so much, man.
My pleasure.
Smile, Dave. You're on camera. All right.
Thank you so much.
Bela, Fernando, thanks so much, guys. Manic Boys and Girls Club, November 8th at the Horseshoe.
Yes.
Right on. Be there or be square.
Absolutely.
This was so much fun. When you guys are back, I would love to get together again and do this more. Oh, that would be so sick. Yeah. Especially if I can get like this. Yeah, that would be super dope.
Wrong chords and all.
That's what makes it real. All right. Thank you so much. Tune in for the next one. It won't be as cool as this, but it'll be all right.